Welcome back to Short History Talks, where we bring history's greatest stories to life. Before the Empire, before the Caesars, Rome was still a young republic, divided by class and desperate for order. Out of that struggle came one of humanity's earliest written codes, the 12 Tables. Carved into bronze and displayed in the Roman Forum, they defined Roman life and shaped Western civilization for centuries to come. By the 5th century BC, Rome was growing, but its society was deeply unequal. The patricians, Rome's aristocrats, controlled the courts and interpreted laws as they pleased. The plebeians, the common citizens, had no written code to protect them. So they demanded justice that could not be twisted by power or privilege. After years of protests and secessions, the Senate finally agreed. 10 officials, known as the decemviri, were chosen to write down the laws once and for all. The 12 Tables were completed in 450 BC, the first true Roman constitution. Each table dealt with a different part of daily life, from court procedures to family, property, and crime. Let's explore what they said. Table 1. Procedures for courts and trials. The first table laid the foundation of Roman justice. It described how citizens could bring a case before a magistrate and what procedures must be followed. Every Roman had the right to summon their opponent to court, and refusal could lead to being brought by force. This ensured that justice was a public process, not a secret affair of the elite. Table 2. Further court procedures. Table 2 detailed how trials were conducted, from witnesses to judgments. If parties could not agree on a judge, one was appointed. False witness faced severe punishment. This table reinforced the sanctity of truth and accountability in Roman law. Table 3. Debt and repayment. The third table was one of the harshest. Debtors who failed to pay could be bound by chains for 60 days. If they still could not pay after that period, their creditors could even sell them into slavery or, according to older accounts, execute them. Though brutal, it reflected Rome's belief that contracts were sacred. Table 4. Rights of the Father, Patria Potestas. In every Roman household, the father, or paterfamilias, wielded near absolute power. He could arrange marriages, disown children, or even sell them into servitude. Though shocking by modern standards, this table codified the family hierarchy that defined Roman life for centuries. Table 5. Inheritance and Guardianship. Table 5 dealt with wills and guardianship. It established how property should pass when someone died and who cared for orphans. If a man died without a will, his closest male relative inherited his estate. Guardianship of women and minors was also clearly defined, a reflection of Rome's patriarchal society. Table 6. Property and Possession. Property was the backbone of Roman wealth. Table 6 outlined ownership, sale, and transfer, even how to claim land through possession. It also introduced the concept of manus, or legal control in marriage. Contracts had to be witnessed to be valid, another step towards a society based on documentation and evidence. Table 7. Real property. Table 7 extended property laws to boundaries and construction. It set rules for land disputes, fences, and damage caused by neighbors. Even trees or crops growing too close to another's land were regulated. The Romans valued order, even between neighbors. Table 8. Courts and Delicts, or Crimes and Punishments. Perhaps the most striking table, this one dealt with personal injury and crime. Retaliation was literal, an eye for an eye. Thieves caught in the act could be killed. Insults, injuries, and damages were all punishable, but fines were increasingly allowed, showing the shift from vengeance to legal compensation. Table 9. Public Law and Sacred Laws. Table 9 protected Rome's political order. It forbade laws passed against individuals. No man could be condemned without trial. It also outlawed bribery by judges and made treason a capital crime. In many ways, this table foreshadowed modern constitutional principles. Table 10. Sacred Laws and Burial Rites. Romans respected the dead, but this table regulated funerals strictly. No lavish mournings, no burials within the city walls, and limits on displays of wealth. Even in death, moderation and discipline were Roman virtues. Table 11. Supplementary Law, or Intermarriage Ban. Table 11 added restrictions. Most controversially, it banned marriages between patricians and plebeians. This law hardened class division and angered the common people. Within a few years, it was repealed in 445 BC under the Lex Canulea during a short time known as the Conflict of the Orders. Under the Lex Canulea, social and romantic interactions between the plebeians and patricians was now possible. This action proved that even the earliest laws could evolve under pressure from the people. Table 12. Enforcements and Legal Procedures. The final table returned to the practical, the enforcements of judgment, property rights, and damage claims. It also introduced legal responsibility for the owners of slaves or animals that caused harm. Rome's legal system had come full circle, from family and faith to contracts and justice. Bronze tablets themselves were destroyed when the Gauls sacked Rome, but their words endured. Roman jurists preserved and expanded them for centuries. Their ideas, written laws, equal rights, and due process became the foundation of civil law in Europe and beyond. From Roman law grew the legal traditions of France, Spain, Germany, and even modern constitutions around the world. The 12 tables were not perfect, but they began something greater, the rule of law itself. From bronze tablets to modern justice, the 12 tables reminded us that law, once written, binds not only people, but history itself. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed exploring Rome's ancient laws, subscribe for more stories that built our civilization.